Guys, we have an inflation problem. According to the brand new numbers released today, inflation is now over 4%. That is a full percentage point higher than when President Biden left office, and the highest number we've seen in this country in more than 3 years. So how does President Trump explain it? Especially because he campaigned on getting prices down. Here's what he said today.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation.
I have no idea why he said he loves inflation, and I'm not sure exactly what he thinks is great about these new numbers from his own government. But he went on to say, basically, that we should be happy because things could be worse.
And I said, you know, the bad part is the stock market will go down by a lot based on predictions of experts, like 25%. And it was worth it. To me, it was worth it not to have a nuclear weapon. And the other thing is that oil would go to $250 a barrel. It's at 85, and which is pretty amazing. And here's the key. We just hit today another stock market high.
The president is trying to argue the entire inflation problem we are now seeing is tied directly to the war with Iran, not to his policies about tariffs or any of his other policies. And because it's tied to the war with Iran, Trump believes he can get it under control quickly.
When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before. We were getting gasoline. Just before it started, I was in Iowa, and we passed gas stations, $1.85 a gallon. And we'll be back at those levels very soon.
Quick fact check here. Trump often cites this $1.85 gas number in Iowa. It's unclear where he's getting that number. When Trump was in Iowa on the trip he's talking about, which was in January, the average price for a gallon of regular gas in Iowa on that day was $2.57, according to AAA. Now, sure, some gas stations would be charging less than that, but Gas Buddy found just 4 stations in Iowa selling gas for under $2 on that day, and none of them were selling gas for $1.85. Separately, Trump claims that gas is the major cause of this inflation. That checks out. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics' brand new Consumer Price Index report released today, in the month of May, the increase in the cost of gasoline accounted for 60% of the overall increase in inflation. In fact, gasoline in the month of May was up more than 40% over May of last year and up a whopping 7% between just April and May of this year. Now, we know this war with Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is absolutely disrupting the entire global oil supply. But when it comes to oil prices, we've heard this story before. Historically, even when oil prices come down, it definitely takes time for gasoline prices at your local gas station to come down. So I'm not sure why he thinks they're going to drop like a rock. And the thing is, the strait still isn't open. But the president said this war would take between 4 to 6 weeks. We are now going on week 15. So there's no telling when this is going to be over or when pre-war gas prices are going to come back. In fact, Trump's own government is predicting that won't happen until well into 2027. But what the president isn't telling you is gasoline is not the only thing causing inflation. Something that has nothing to do with gasoline is also making life unaffordable for all of us. Shelter was up nearly 3.5% between May of this year and May of last year. Now, we all need a place to live, and we have been seeing consistent increases in the cost for shelter go up month after month, year after year. Now, one other thing I want to point out is something that indirectly is tied to oil and gas prices, which is food. Obviously, we all need to eat, and in order to get that food to your grocery store and to your local restaurant, that food needs to be transported by trucks, which run on gasoline. So that's one of the reasons why food costs are also up. According to the report, overall, food is up more than 3% between May of this year and May of last year. Specifically, the report found increases in 4 of the 6 major grocery store food groups. So more than half of them are up. They include non-alcoholic beverages like coffee and tea, cereals and bakery products, fruits and veggies, and meat, poultry, fish, and eggs. Now, there's one last important question in this story, and that is, what will the Federal Reserve do about this inflation that is now more than 2 percentage points above their target goal? The Fed is meeting next week, and it will be Trump's new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh's first official debut. Of course, Trump installed Warsh because Warsh said he favored cutting interest rates, which we know the president also wants to see. But with inflation sitting at double the Fed's target and definitely going in the wrong direction, no one believes we are going to see an interest rate cut anytime soon. And in fact, sometime this year, we may actually be looking at an interest rate hike. So if you want to see these new inflation numbers for yourself, I'm going to email them out to you in my Facts HQ email tonight. So make sure you sign yourself up.